Okay. Hey. All right. Here with Asia. Oh, now the static's back. I don't know. I don't know about the static. We're just probably going to have to deal with it.
Yeah. I don't know. I got another headset, but it's not in here.
That's okay. It might be your sound card stuff too, or something like that.
Okay.
We're good.
Okay.
And hopefully it's not coming out too much on the video. So hello, darling. How are you?
I am great. And yourself?
I am good. I'm sorry I freaked you out at the time.
That's okay.
I'm old. I get something in my head and then I use it after too. So it is. Anyways, so from what you've told me, and then you need some clarity on how to combine like marketing and things like Lead System Pro, and then also your MLM.
Yes.
Okay. Anything else special that I should know?
No, I think that's it. Just right now, I'm just trying to figure out how to mesh both of them and the brand, if that makes sense.
Yeah. And it's super easy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a screen share. In fact, what people don't realize is attraction marketing was originally designed to be exactly this way. Okay. So we should have a screen share going on. Do you see my screen?
I do.
Okay. So here's how attraction marketing should work. A lot of people have all different versions, but this is the way it was designed by my mentor who created it. And he based it on direct response. You know, he didn't create the concept of selling this way, but he took it into network marketing. Okay. I'm going to draw a picture, and then I'll explain what it is. And this kind of goes to infinity. Okay. So over here, we have the initial contact with a prospect, and we're usually capturing them via some type of offer, a free training, a free webinar, something like that. That's why MLSP is so powerful, because they give us so many different campaigns to direct a lead into. So for example, Wednesday night, we have a special webinar. My friend Stacy's doing it, and you can promote the webinar. And when somebody signs up for it, it's a marketing training webinar. When somebody signs up for it, you get their name and their email. They now become a prospect. And I'll show you in the back office how it works. Okay. Then over here, here's where we say thank you, or we give them something. So they usually go to a second page where they can download something, or there's some type of course there. Or in this case, it said, hey, here's the details for your webinar. We're going to see you on Wednesday. Okay. After that, we go into a series of follow-ups, and you can use the letters that MLSP has written. In your case, I recommend you learn how to do it yourself so that you have letters coming from you. And then right here is the sweet spot. Whoops, wrong thing. I don't want a triangle. I want an arrow. Okay, right here is where you get to say hi and reach out. Okay. This is where you get to find out, is this person that just came into your system a potential prospect for your network marketing company? So what we're doing is we're generating lots of leads that we know are business-minded people, right? See, in your company, you can generate leads of people that like to wash their underwear, or people that like to, keep their home clean. And that's a nice prospect for a customer, but that's not your best prospect for a business, right?
Right.
Somebody who's business minded. So when we invite people to marketing training and free courses about how to use Instagram and things like that. And we already know they're business minded. Okay.
Right.
And now we're just finding out, are they somebody who's a prospect today for what you're doing? Or maybe they're already involved in something. They're not a prospect for today, but now we get to build a relationship with them so that when they decide to make a move or change, or maybe even just become a customer of yours, you're at the top of their mind.
Okay.
Okay. So I'm going to turn off the screen share for a minute. I'm going to come back so I can see your face.
Okay.
We can start to talk about this and also make sure you're catching it. Let me come back over to here. So it's a little different because we're taught to just approach people and see if we can do a presentation for them. In this particular case, what we're doing is we're just generating lots of people and then we're approaching them to see if they're a candidate for what you do. So we already know that they are business minded, so it's a better caliber of prospect. We also already have them in a follow-up system so we can have some relationship with them to build that over time. And then we also have the potential to make some front-end cash flow because maybe they buy a membership at MLSP or they buy a course, or I mean, I've made almost $1.5 million selling stuff that way. Okay.
Right.
So it's just a never-ending flow of leads for your program, but then you don't do your program any different than you would as if you were meeting people at the supermarket.
Right.
You follow? So we're not changing the nature of the traditional MLM. We're just giving ourselves something like a Lego block on the front that we're attaching to it that gives us a better quality of lead and some cash flow in case we want to run some ads or maybe get to events or something that will help fund our business. Or we're waiting for that real residual to kick in. Your company has some nice incentives up front when you get started. How long have you been there?
About 3 months.
Okay. So you know they have these different incentives and different things. But after that, it just turns into your regular income.
Right.
And your regular income is very nice, but it takes time to build that into thousands of dollars.
Right.
So that's why this is the front end. And my mentor was the first one to ever really do it, where he was advertising information and getting them into an environment and then exposing them to what his MLM was.
Got it. Okay.
So it's not hiding your MLM. I'm in an MLM. I'm not embarrassed about what my MLM is. But for example, you have an MLM. You're happy. You're not a candidate. There's no reason for me to be hounding you or bugging you or chasing you. We have a relationship. And we ended up doing a little business with this session because I have some expertise to offer you. You might end up doing a little business by selling.
I love you, by the way, and I watch all your videos, binge watch.
Oh, well, I'm so glad.
I do. I watch all your videos.
Everybody, I don't bite. I'm just being, everybody's like afraid to talk to me. I'm like, what?
Because you're like larger than life to everybody. That's why.
Well, my ass is big, but I'm not larger than life, I hope. So I'm kidding. It's getting smaller by the day. I'm working on it.
Me too. Yeah.
So I think I'm just like grandma or something. So people like, you've been around a long time. So they walk in and it's like, grandma's house. You don't mess around at grandma's house.
Right.
But it's just grandma. And grandma was a girl once too. She was, she started. I was just a housewife that started. No different. And learning this concept changed my life forever because I went from having to chase people. I had little kids when I started. I couldn't be out prospecting all day. Like you just told me you were making dinner early and the kids are resting and you're working your business around your family life. So for me, this gave me cash flow and it gave me a source of people to show my MLM to.
Right.
Okay. And then over time, if you decide to use an autoresponder, which I'll explain in a minute, you build up this list. And now I can just send out an email and go, hey, we're running a special and sell a bunch of stuff. I mean, literally in minutes. When something's going on and I'm excited, I work hard. You know, I work very hard, but
Right.
when I'm off on a trip or something, I can do my work in an hour to an hour and a half a day and still keep everything running and flowing. And that's not exaggerating. Mom's honor. It's neat. I'm not saying there aren't times that like people will go, well, you say you only work an hour and a half a day, but you're up late at night. Well, yeah, because there's a launch or something special going on, or it's the end of the
Right.
week, or my team needs me. But other than that, I can recruit on demand. I can make money on demand. And again, if somebody's watching this or any entities are watching this, that's after 20 years of hard work and putting it together. So I'm not suggesting, I'm not trying to hype, but
Right.
it is true. And I learned how to do it in a fairly short period of time. And now today, the technology today is so much better. I believe anybody could do this in 90 days. You have to understand the concept and stop going back and forth, because what people do is they go, no, I have to do that because these guys are saying do this and I have to do this. And then these guys are saying do this and I have to do that. And it's like back and forth. I'm showing you just one path. Generate a lead, show them some marketing stuff up front, build a relationship, and then say, hey, what are you doing for residual income? You know, or what do you do to use, you know, what kind of products you're using in your household? You know, I don't know what lines they're giving you to approach someone with, but I can approach people easily all day because I already have a relationship with them. Just to give you an idea, I went, I'm speaking this weekend coming up. And so I needed to go buy some clothes because I around the house, I'm just jeans and t-shirts and whatever. And so I only have so many clothes that I wear out at events, and I've been photographed in pretty much everything I own. So I have to get some new clothes. So I shop at one particular boutique a lot, and all the girls know me. So when I walk in the door and they go, oh my God, Diane, I need to show you this. This is so you. We were just saying that. I don't feel like I'm being pitched or bothered.
Right.
I feel like they were thinking of me and wanted to show me something that they thought I might like. The other day I happened to walk in and I was doing something else, and I walked in and I said, girls, I have a speaking event. Load the fitting room. I'm trying everything in the store on. Just load the fitting room. I'll be back in 10 minutes, right? And I was in that store for hours trying on clothes. Another day I walked in and they're like, hey, what do you want to try on? And I'm like, nothing. I'm looking at the sale rack in the back, and then I'm out. And they know me too. They don't bug me. That's where we want to be with prospects coming through. We want to have enough people coming through that we're not in need of anybody, right?
Right.
You know, I gotta make it this month. I gotta make it. Okay. We want to have enough lead flow coming through, and we want to start to get to know people so that we know, like, you have kids. I'm not going to try to get you into something that you have to stay up all night every night. You have kids.
Right.
Somebody else like works second shift and they can stay up all night, or somebody else like is dead serious and has to get out of it. Their job, they're being laid off.
Right.
To work, you know, somebody else is looking to do it over time. And understanding and caring about people and being able to prospect them based upon where they are is powerful.
Right.
So when I reach out and say hi to someone or I connect with someone, my first thought isn't, I got to prospect them. Thought is, who's this person? What can I do to help them out? And then based upon the communication, I know whether or not something I have is viable for them.
Okay.
Now I'm going to show you something.
Okay.
And because most My Lead System Pro members, I'm going to turn the screen share on in a second. I just want to make sure there's nothing weird going on. Everything looks okay. Log in. Come back over here and turn on the screen share. And if anybody watches this at a later date, I'm just showing the back office at My Lead System Pro. Okay. Most people that are involved in My Lead System Pro do not use, including me, do not use a tenth of what's available. I know everything that's available Most people don't even know what's available. Okay. You have all of these campaigns to sell MLSP. And I sometimes just send them direct if I know that they want to, if they're in. You have all of these campaigns, so there's a ton of them. And that's great. You have all of these campaigns that are just lead generation, giveaway, free stuff. This one alone, this is Keisha Bass. I don't know if you know Keisha.
Mm-hmm.
Create your first ebook. It's a free training. Okay. It's super valuable. Most people don't know how to do this. It's very simple. This one alone, if you focused on giving it away to people, what would happen is you generate a ton of leads.
Right.
Okay. You have all of these things, and all of these things are just things to give away. They expose people. Let me show you this. Let me make sure. Doing the wrong thing. How long have you been in MLSP?
About the same, 3 months. And when I started, I did the level 1 workshop, and
Oh, you did? Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
What happened was I got the shiny object syndrome, and I was all over the place. And then I had a lot of questions about branding, how they tell you to brand yourself, and I got stuck, and then I got paralyzed, and
Okay.
that's what happens.
This is my philosophy. My philosophy does not always match everybody else's philosophy because I am old and I've been doing this for a long time, and I am a networker. I'm a true networker. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
My philosophy is generate leads and make some sales, and then tell the story of how you generated leads and made sales, and that becomes your brand.
Okay.
So I don't worry about branding. In fact, through my stuff, you'll see I don't got nothing fancy. Okay. Mm-hmm. And nowadays, a lot of people do, and there's nothing wrong with it. It's awesome. And I'm thinking about stepping up my game now too, because I'm back full force, and I probably should look a little fancier, based upon who I am. I'm sorry about the sun. We're at the time of day where the sun's here. I have a skylight and a light over here, and it's like,
oh, that's okay.
Your brand isn't about graphics and all that stuff. Your brand is about your story and who you are. If you don't have a story that you've accomplished something, then it's just wah, 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 wah. Everybody is a talking head talking philosophy.
Right.
But see, if you know that you went to work and you spent a week and you generated 162 leads, if you know that you did that, then you can turn around and do a Facebook Live.
Okay.
And you can say, you know what? Whatever the story is, you can say, you know what? I had a one-on-one with a mentor, and she said, forget about all this branding baloney and go to work and generate those leads. And I put my name down, and I generated 162 leads. I'd love to show you how I did it. Guess what? Now you get to expose them to MLSP, right? You show them how you did it. Now you have members. Now you make, because when somebody converts, you make $100. Right. So now you could say, so I went to work, I generated my 162 leads. I'm making that number up, whatever it is. Out of that, so many people said they were interested. I showed them this, I showed them what I did, and I just made $300 cash flow this week. But what's really exciting is I now have all these leads from my MLM. How quick do you think people gonna want to talk to you?
Very.
Or you could say, let's talk about the 3 habits of an overachiever top producer. There's 7 ways to pick your nose and eat it too. It's so I was reading this book, and here's the philosophy of the philosophy of the philosopher's philosophy. Let me coach you on that. Mm-hmm. See, all I know is I sound like Larry Thompson, right, from back in the day. All I know is, I don't know about that. All I know is I did this, this, and this is what happened. And I was able to generate this many leads, and I was able to make this much money, and I was able to sign up this many people to my MLM.
Right.
And that's what we're after. That's where the brand comes from. See, everybody wants to put the brand before the result.
Okay.
Because it's sexy.
Right.
That was cool. When I was new in the game, everybody wanted to get a business card. Business card was fancy. So you can show your mom, look, mom, I got a business card. Then later websites came out and they were all replicated websites. They weren't even yours, but everybody wanted to say, look, I have a website. They were new. Sexy. I have a website. Nobody had a website. Then every teenager learned how to do HTML and WordPress and this and that, and everybody and their uncle. I mean, my kids have websites. Everybody has a website. Then everybody wanted to go, well, look, I go live. I do video. And then everybody wanted to go, look, I have a green screen and I go live in front of the Eiffel Tower. And everybody wanted to say, look at this and look at this and look at this. But see, the only problem is now everybody can do all that stuff. Everybody. Right. But if you survey everybody, very few people have any results. Very few people have results. And to me, results are leads and cash, money. So everything's great, but.
Right.
But. Okay. And the reason why I focus on my front end and that list and leads is I want to fill up my hopper with lots of people so I get to communicate with them a bunch of times.
Okay.
See, if you approach somebody about your program and they say no, it gets increasingly hard to go back and follow up again, right? Because they say no thanks. Maybe because you're not that good at prospecting yet, or maybe because it's just not the right timing for them. So then you want to go back 6 weeks later. What are you going to say? Is your underwear still dirty? Right. Are you still looking to work from home? Right. And it's a go through the motions, and there's nothing. God bless the people that have walked before me that have done huge things, just going through the motions. They put them in the schedule, call them up 6 weeks later, say the same, read the script for the second contact, read the script for there's nothing wrong with that. But that's not what I wanted, because I had screaming kids in the background and I had this and I had that. So I wanted to be able to sit down and write a letter, and the letter is something interesting or something that's going on or an invitation to something.
Right.
And inside of that, I might write PS. If you're looking for, a stable way to create residual income with a company that stood the test of time, message me, I'd love to show you, or something like that. So you're exposing people over and over and over. It doesn't bug them.
Right.
It doesn't bug them. If you think about it, like, when's the last time you painted your house? Picking something weird.
Maybe a year ago.
Okay. So you don't paint your house every single day, right?
No.
No. And even then, you might have done a room or this and that. But if I came, where do you live, Aisha?
In Savannah, Georgia.
Oh, you do? I'm dying to go to Savannah.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Wonderful. I've heard it's stunning. You'll make it down there this year.
It's beautiful.
Well, if I come down, you have to come visit me.
Absolutely.
My friend used to live there. She moved back to Michigan, of all places, and she constantly went to Savannah, and she used to send me pictures. Gorgeous.
I'm from Michigan.
Are you? So you guys have the opposite direction. So Savannah's warmer, but it's muggy in the summer.
Yeah, the summer is horrible.
My sister lives in Virginia Beach, and I said, well, maybe I'll move down here because I'm thinking about moving, at some point. I was down visiting her, and it's really nice out, and she goes, just come in the summer before you make that decision. I'm like,
right.
We'll see. So if I came down there and I said to you, hey, I need to paint, I just got an apartment and I want to slap a coat of paint on, my landlord said, no problem. You'd know where I could get paint and paintbrushes, wouldn't you?
Mm-hmm.
And yet, are you annoyed by the fact that they're there on a daily basis? Like, if you walk in the Home Depot, are you pissed off that they paint there? You're not painting. Are you like, always trying to shove that paint in my face? That's all they ever do. They want me to buy paintbrushes and paint in this store. Right? You don't feel like that. It's there. It's ever present.
Right.
And the day you need to paint, you know where to go, to Home Depot, Lowe's, the hardware store, wherever. Right? Mm-hmm. Be able to tell me where to get paint. I look at my MLM like that. It's always there. Mm-hmm. It's ever present. Everybody knows I lost 40 pounds, still, going down the line. making some money. Everybody knows it's there,
Right.
but it's not in your face. So you're not looking for an MLM. I'm not going to run up to you and go, do you want to paint your house today? That's dumb. Okay. But if something should happen, and I'm going to crack a joke, your company should combust, which it won't because it's been there its whole time. But let's say something happened. Or you might go, well, I know where Diane is. Or somebody else says, I don't like your deal. I want something up this alley. You might send someone over. Criminals actually do that. Like, they're not all like, it's my person, it's your person. We don't think that way. So I'm just ever present in front of people, sharing and helping and giving results and showing them what I did. Not worrying about what I don't know how to do. I show people all the time. I go in the MLSP back office and I go, here are all the trainings. Let me show you all the ones I don't know how to do. And I go through, tons of them. I don't know how to do. I say, now let me show you the ones that I did because I'm so good at those things, right? So there's like 3 of them in there that I'm not good at. And there's 20 of them that I don't know nothing about. I want to know nothing about. I don't care about ManyChat. I don't care about, it's not my thing.
Right.
But I have friends that know all about it. And that's why I use MLSP. Is if somebody says I need ManyChat, I'm like, oh, we have a great training on that. Antonio did it. He's genius. And I can bring them in the door by leveraging all my other friends. And then once they're in the door and I get them what they need, it's really easy to say, so what are you doing for residual income? Are you in a, or do you have a home-based business? What are you up to? Now they don't feel like I'm selling them. Now they feel like I'm just asking them because I want to help them. Because I just
Right. I like that way better.
It's very neighborly. It's very, I call it the modern day mom and pop. I'm here to help you. I'll help you find what you need. I align with companies that have a full spectrum of offers because that way I can serve more people. By myself, I can only serve a handful of people.
Right.
With the power of MLSP, I can serve tons of people. Then I look through the people and see who's a candidate for what I'm doing. If they're not a candidate, I just love on them. They tend to continue to buy from MLSP. That's the beauty of it. People tend to buy new courses and different things. And they're monthly, using the service. I help them get a couple members to cover their costs. And I do the who do you know? Because maybe my deal is not a good choice for them. Or maybe they know somebody else. And because I'm friendly and neighborly, they tend to send people my way.
Right.
That makes sense?
Yes.
So your brand is you sharing results, and or you can take a training, any training in the back office, and share what you learned, show how you're executing it. And somebody says, where do I get the training? I'm glad you asked. Why don't you take a 10-day test drive? Or right now we have a 1-day, it's like a $1 special. That's all. So you say, you know what? You got $1? Yeah, why? For $1, you can get inside. In 14 days, you can look around. I'll show you.
Right.
That's it. That's how you make $1.5 million.
Okay. That sounds pretty good to me.
Right? And we cover that in half an hour. So now let's do real logistics. Does it make sense, though, to you?
It does. It does.
What you don't want to do is when you go to your company trainings and your team trainings, they're going to talk about getting out there and prospecting. Who did you message?
Right.
And there's nothing wrong with that. That's the right thing for people that are not learning these concepts. In your case, you're going to focus on generating some leads. So now you have all those leads with and prospect. If you generate 100 leads, I promise you there's 10 to 20 people in there that are a good candidate for what you're doing.
Okay.
You just have to get calm and comfortable with talking to people as opposed to feeling like I'm bugging them or anything like that.
Yeah.
The reason why they came in the door is because they're looking to build a business. Remember? When you go to the supermarket and you talk to some lady, she wasn't looking to build a business. She was just buying bananas.
Right.
About it, right? Or she was buying detergent with phosphates. Oh,
right.
Her children are going to die.
He said, "You look like a sharp individual."
You look like a total loser that might say yes.
Right.
And again, with all due respect and honor to traditional methods, because I'm a very traditional girl, so I am not suggesting you step outside of that which is being taught to you. I'm suggesting that you just generate some really good leads to then, and maybe not use sharp individual, but maybe using, so what are you doing for a residual income?
Right.
I say that to people, I probably say that to people 20 to 30 times a day.
Okay.
Awesome. I'm really glad you figured that out. That's terrific. So what are you doing for residual income? And I'm a safe entity. So if somebody says, well, I'm an XYZ company, LMNOP company, I'm like, awesome. Do you know so-and-so? Or just connecting with who we might know, or that's awesome. Great company. I love that. If I'm familiar with the products and I know products from a lot of companies, oh, I love that, blank product. They get so excited that I know who their company is, who their leaders are, and what their flagship product is. They feel good. And I left somebody feeling good today. Good, right? Most people try to leave people, they don't try to, but they leave people feeling bad. Like, oh, why are you in that thing?
Right.
So,
right.
And it's because we're disappointed that they're not a prospect. I'm looking for people that are looking for me. And I think the biggest pitch that you all have in the program that you're in, by the way, if anybody watches this and they're like, what program is she in? Message her. Her name is Asia Moore. Go find her on Facebook and ask her. Well, I'm not going to say it, but go ask her. She'll show you. She'll be happy to show you. It's a stability thing. There's been so many companies that haven't been stable over time that really talking about, I have children and I want to build something stable. If I'm going to put the time in, I want to build something stable. That's why I'm with MLSP, because I knew that they weren't going anywhere.
Right.
10 years in, 11 years in, which for a lead gen company is unusual. But I knew nowhere. I knew the guys had a vision. They weren't there to just make a quick buck. I knew that they were there to create something with some stability.
Right.
Make sense?
Yes.
So now that we've done all of that in a half an hour and you know everything, tell me specifically, how can I help you? Do you want me to help you pick some campaigns to focus on, or?
That would be great. And where to, you said set up my own autoresponder with it rather than the other way. And so, yes, that would be amazing if you showed me.
Great.
Which one?
If you don't do anything with the leads that come in, MLSP will follow up, but it's following up promoting their own products.
Yeah.
So it doesn't get, and which is on your behalf, promoting on your behalf to get people to buy things that you make money on.
Right.
But you want to have a means to communicate with them. And there's two ways you can do it, and I'll show you.
Okay.
So the first thing, what I was going to show you, by the way, is when you promote the campaigns that are the free giveaways, they get the free training, but then they get exposed to MLSP and they get exposed to your opportunity or however you set up the system to direct them.
Okay.
So in your case, because you guys don't really just hand out presentations, there's a very specific process. You might want to put together a little page with a video from you and saying, hey, it's Asia, and I've aligned with a company that's blah, 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 blah. If you'd like to take a look at what I'm up to, here's how you reach me or something. But when people click on this, they end up going and seeing what I'm up to.
Okay.
Okay. And then they also get exposed to your picture. I have to change my picture. And your contact information. And if you've set this up, all your social media. So if somebody wants to check you out, they can go sniff you on everywhere. Just take off Snapchat. I don't use Snapchat lately.
Yeah, I don't either.
No, I haven't looked at this in a little while. So
I usually use Snapchat to keep my 2-year-old busy. We do all the filters and pictures.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, that I like. But as far as videos on there, I don't too much. So everything is designed to give them what they ask for, but to keep constantly exposing them. They're exposed to you again here. They're exposed to the marketing MLSP here. They're exposed to your opportunity here. So it's designed to make you money at every angle. Do I have this clear on? Am I showing you this or no?
No, I don't see it.
Yeah. So you got to tell me these things. I'm like,
I'm sorry.
no, I'm kidding. I'm working. I told you I'm not technical. What I was trying to do is show you, this is the ebook giveaway, the thank you page.
Yes.
And see, they get the free training, right? They get shown MLSP. They get shown whatever you set up here for them to be shown. So
Okay.
opportunity, whatever you want here. And then they also see you, if you've set up your system properly, your contact information, so they can reach you and your
Okay.
okay. And there's even, if you've written it, there's about me.
Yep, I've written it about me.
Yeah, so they can check you out. Okay. So this is a full and complete, when we give away something, they're getting exposed to your MLM, they're getting exposed to MLSP, they're getting exposed to you. I call it the triple dip. It's really powerful. Okay. So now, when you generate a lead, they go into your CRM. Okay. Again, a lot of people don't use this so much, and it's a great tool if it loads. Okay. Your CRM. So like, let's say you decide to promote the Wednesday night webinar.
Okay.
Promote the Wednesday night webinar and the promotion we have coming up. All those leads are going to come in here. And then you can pull the lead and you can email them. You can set your capture pages to ask for phone numbers, but most often people won't give them out anymore and they don't answer the phone. Right? So you can email them personally, and we have templates in here. You can create templates, your own. Or there's full training. Jim did great training on this. Or what I like to do is, if I have their name, I just go on Facebook and see if I can find them. You know, because then I can message them on Facebook and just say, hey, Cherise, I saw you got the training on the free ebook. I just want to check in, make sure you got it okay, if there's anything I can do for you. Okay. So that's one way. And you can, by the way, program your own leads that you meet at the supermarket or wherever you meet them, family, friends, family. You can program them in here, and you can have it, program it so that it tells you when to follow up. Now you can see I've been a delinquent. I do use my phone. I wish this wasn't there. I mean, I'll be truthful. They're working on it, but they have so many projects. If this were on my phone, I would use it constantly. I don't. Just being truthful. But it is a great tool, and this is where all your leads from the MLSP pages come in here.
Okay.
Now, if you want to, you can attach your own autoresponder. I use Aweber. If you're going to get it, either ask the person that referred you to MLSP or me for our link, because somebody might as well make a buck on it, right?
Right.
So whoever your referrer is, see if they use it, ask them for theirs. It's fine. Because if you go here, it goes not to me or your sponsor. So I always try to sign up. And there's all the information is here about how to connect your autoresponder.
Okay.
Connect an autoresponder. Now the people will also get letters from you. When they opt in. So somebody opts in. This is our Wednesday webinar page. So free training, discover how she was able to boost monthly sales revenue by 500% in the second half of 2019 and how she has a steady 5-figure per month income. This is going to be Stacy, right? And let's say I promote this. When somebody registers here, they're going to go into my CRM, right? That tool I just showed you, in MLSP follow-up system, and then they will also go into my own autoresponder. So that I'm able to message them as well.
Okay.
And one of the things that I think is really important, you follow this? Do you need it at all? And by the way, the replay is available.
Okay. No, I don't need it.
Okay. Most people, that's ugly. Undo. Let's say these are prospects. They're all okay. Here's prospect, here a prospect, there a prospect, everywhere a prospect. And most people try to chase them. They call them, they email them, they message them on Facebook and go, hi, I'm just following up, Sally, to see if you've made a decision about whether or not you want to blank, 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 you know?
Right.
Right? They're all over the place. And what this does is it makes, so let's say, let me move this guy up. Looks like, where's my eraser? Do I have an eraser? There it is. I'm going to erase this guy. You enjoy my drawing prowess?
Yes.
Okay. Let's say this is you. Okay. When you have them all over the place, you have to chase after all of them all day.
Mm-hmm.
Remember who did what and who said what. You're just chasing them all, right? Chase.
Right.
You calling them, messaging them, trying to keep track. Did you follow up? Did you do it? Right? Mm-hmm. So let me show you what I do because I'm lazy. Okay. I take one big hopper, which could be a Facebook group, or it could be an autoresponder, or it could be ManyChat, some way that's giving me leverage. And I put all of them in the hopper. All of them in the hopper. You get the idea, to infinity. Tons and tons and tons. And
yes.
you only got to go, hey, you guys, what? Hey, we have a webinar tonight. Hey, you guys. And what will happen is you're basically skimming the cream off the top, the people that respond to you, the people that show up. So do I still follow up individually? Yes, as I can. But if you're doing this right and getting enough leverage, you have so many leads going on that it becomes impossible.
Right.
I'm following up with the ones that show me, that raise their hand, that show me I'm into this, not the ones, oh, wait, that's not my share. How do I stop my share? Did you just see me drawing that or no?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
I'm still on the shared.
Okay, I'm trying to figure out why doesn't it have the stop share button that it usually has? Oh, there. Ah, there.
Yeah.
So, for example, I have I used to always call them webinars, but it's a live tonight, right? Mm-hmm. Doing a live presentation. I sent an email to my list, so everybody there knows. I put a post on my Facebook wall. I put a post on my Facebook page, and I put a post in my Facebook group.
Right.
How many people I told that I'd be out tonight?
Me.
Including because it auto-populated to Twitter, and I haven't even done stories yet. 42. Probably about 100,000.
Wow. Well, right. All right.
Now, did they all open the email? No. Yeah. All see the post? No. But I one place and in 15 minutes shouted out to 100,000 people. I'm teaching a class tonight. I'm teaching a class tonight. Now I'll get 100, 200 people to show up, right? Mm-hmm. A tiny little speck compared to how many I told. But most people are telling 10 people, getting no one, and going, it doesn't work. It works. You just need to gain leverage. And I have time to call everybody and say, we have a presentation tonight. I don't have time to call everybody and say, I have room this week to show my opportunity to 12 people. Like, let's say you have enough time to do that. I want to send an email, or I want to have a place where there's a bunch of people and go, hey, just putting the word out that I'm booking my week, and you're here because of it. Hey, I'm taking a few one-on-ones, just putting the word out. If anybody wants one, I only have spots left. And guess what? I am leaving on Wednesday morning, crack of dawn, and you're the last one. So you see how how the power of the leverage as a mother easier. So I spend my time collecting the people. I focus more on collecting the people than chasing people. And then I put messages into the people. In the beginning, I only have 10, 12, 15, 20, 100 people, right? So it seems like nothing's happening. But all of a sudden, and this is what happens with everybody that sticks with it, one day they get a message back. Yeah, I'd like that. I'm like, oh my God, it worked. Then one day they get 3 messages back. Then another day they get 5 messages back. And they start going, snap.
Right.
Wouldn't it be nice to send an email and get 5 bookings for presentations this week? Right? So as far as setting up your autoresponder, all you have to do is go in account, my autoresponders. You could sign up here, but like I said, I'd love it if you ask me or the person who signed you up for MLSP for their link. Sign up for AWeber. I'm almost sure they still have the first month is free or $1, which is neat because you can try it out.
How you breaking that?
I'm sorry? Were you talking to me or a kid? Hello? Did I lose you? Did I lose you?
There we go.
Oh yeah, maybe it was the internets or whatever. Let me go back in there. All you have to do is go in the back office under account, my autoresponders. You can sign up here, but better to get it from the person who brought you to MLSP or me. And then just toggle these instructions and walk right through. Okay. Jim shows you how to play Weber. And this one, video 4, is the most critical. Okay. And once you've set it up, test it with someone else. Ask somebody else, can I test the system with you? Because if your links don't work, what good was it? Okay. And what MLSP has done is they've given you a set of letters that they wrote for you, and you can let people go through those letters, but you can edit them, you can PS on them, etc. And then after that, you can write your own, what we call a broadcast. Let me just see. I have to admit, they change things sometimes, and I don't know what is what in here.
So this management and customer development course inside of MSP course is very important here because once you
that's me. Okay.
building your
Okay. Watch this course. This is a course that I did on how to set up all this stuff, and that was under training, my training library, list management, and customer development. I lose you again?
There you go.
You're back.
Sorry about
I was
that.
like, you weren't answering. I'm like, and I can't see you when I'm on the screen share. I'm like, where'd you go? What were we up to when I lost you?
You were showing me the autoresponder, the fourth step, the global.
Yeah. Okay. So what I was saying is once you set it up, make sure you get somebody to test it with you. You know, you don't want to start putting leads in it without making sure that your links are working properly. MLS giving you a set of letters that they pre-wrote that they show you how to load into your autoresponder. And you can use those letters or you can edit them, make them more your own. Because they are very Brian. You know, Brian's like he's like an excited, he's the Energizer Bunny.
Fireball.
So you can keep them as they are. You can edit them slightly. You can also put a PS, like if you want to put a PS at the end. If you'd like to see the home business I've chosen for my family, you know, hit reply or something like that.
Okay.
But what I wanted to show you most of all is if you go under training and my training library, list management and customer development.
Okay.
This course I did.
Okay.
Okay. And it shows you how to set up a broadcast, etc.
Okay.
How to mail your list, write your own letters, and all that other good stuff. It is, let me turn off the screen share. This is one of those things that people start on and they stop and they decide it's too much.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really not, because you can figure it out in an afternoon. Even if it took you 2 afternoons and you messaged me because you got stuck.
Right.
Wouldn't it be worth having this leverage than leaving it alone?
Yes.
Because 95% of MLSP members skip this part. And in my opinion, this is the most critical part.
Mm-hmm.
I need to communicate with my leads. I need to communicate with my leads. If I can't communicate with my leads, I'm missing the whole point, because then I can't bring them to presentation, get them to know me. And when I write to my list, I'm very me. I'm not trying to be slick or fancy. I talk about what I did for the weekend, what I'm making for dinner, what's going on. There's a training tonight. I ask people's opinions. You start to learn to toss in some things about your MLM without being too blatant. You certainly can, be more blatant if you want to, and show testimonials or stories or, depends on where you want to go with your own prospects and so on. I keep things pretty generic and I sell to them personally. Other people like to, of course, sell with their letters. Depends on your vibe.
My vibe is pretty much yours. That's why I was like, I want to talk to her.
The thing that's really important.
I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say I'm very laid back. I'm not a pushy person, so I would rather be. It's more natural for me to just be natural and have conversations rather than, do scripts. Scripts drive me nuts because it doesn't sound like me, and so
I'm going to teach you a couple more tricks.
Okay.
Being more chill, you have to compensate by getting in front of more people.
Right. Okay.
So you have to make sure you understand that, because a lot of times people come around me and they think I don't work, or that my message, I just told you, my message for tonight has probably been in front of 100,000 people.
Right.
So I'm using great leverage to make up for my lack of sales ability.
Okay.
I sell to a crowd like nobody's business. One-on-one, I'm not so good. Okay?
Right.
So I'm using leverage. And as far as scripts are concerned, this is what you need to really understand about a script, especially if it's a script that's been working for years.
Mm-hmm.
The sequence of the script is what's most important, not necessarily the words. And what I mean by that is, if like I grew up in Herbalife, okay, we used to wear a button to lose weight. Now ask me how.
That was my first one.
Okay, so you're familiar with the button. The button response. The sequence of the button response was critical, because somebody would go, well, how? And the response was, oh, well, how much weight are you looking to lose? Well, I need to lose 26 pounds. Okay, awesome. What have you tried before?
Right.
Just Jenny Craig, whatever. How'd that work out for you? The minute that you say, how'd that work out for you, that's the minute they admit that it didn't, which is why they need help. And it opens the door. You just say,
Okay.
we have a great product. You can lose up to 30 pounds. I'm using an old script because they don't say this anymore because I did this years ago. You can lose up to 30 pounds in 30 days. It's just 2 shakes a day, cut back, one meal, cut back. It's absolutely incredible. I've lost 42 pounds myself. Would you like to give it a try? That's the script. Okay.
Right.
That's the script. And the sequence is important because it gets them to admit they've struggled.
Right.
I use that same exact script with business people every day. I just switch it up. So awesome. You're looking, somebody says, well, what about this MLSP thing? Blah, blah, blah. Well, awesome. You're looking at MLSP. What are you looking to accomplish? By the way, if you look back at my communication with you, I probably did this with you. What are you looking to accomplish? Okay. What have you done before? Da, 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 da. Great. How's that working out for you? Or what are you struggling with or whatever? I need to get you to admit that you're struggling, right? And in your case, I knew what company you're with or I asked you. Usually I can figure it out by talking to someone for 3 minutes.
Right.
And then I go, well, terrific. One-on-one session. It's just a special offer. They're 140. By the way, you know that this is a special deal, right? I just like laying hands on people. I mean, I don't do this for a living. I don't have time and it wouldn't be enough money. But so it's a one-on-one session, $147. We do it live on YouTube, blah, 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 blah. And then you can message me with any questions you have afterwards. Would you like to do? Great. Good. Here's my PayPal. Send it over. That's it. That's the whole process. The process. So what I'm trying to explain to you is the sequence of the script is important. The sequence of the invitation is important. I don't know what script you've been given. So if they say you look like a sharp individual or something like that, which is an old script that people have used for years. It might be, oh my gosh, your kids are cute. How old are they? Mine are driving me nuts. That sounds crazy because that's very different than sharp individual. But they say, are you working with them? Or are you home? Oh, it's hard. It's hard working full time when you have kids, right? And then they go, oh, it's so hard. I know that's why I decided to, build a business from home. So now it becomes, you asked about their kids. You got a little bit more relationship. You've let them admit it's hard. And now it feels like you care versus you look like a sharp individual with puke on your chest. You must have kids, Right. So those scripts have worked for decades and they were awesome in the 80s and 90s when you'd go out and you'd meet someone and you could say that to someone and they had never heard it before, etc.
Right.
When it comes to social media, everybody's heard it, especially in the home business space. You need to have a little more relationship, but the sequence of telling someone, I believe in you, because that's what it is. You look like a sharp individual. Right. There are, I believe in you. I think you could do something. Have you ever considered looking into, working from home? Or have you ever considered looking into building a part-time? Right now it's the gig. Have you ever considered a part-time gig?
Right. Okay.
It's the same thing. Wow, 4 kids. I only have 2. I can't even imagine. Are you working? No, I'm home. Oh, it must be tight with 4 kids. It is. I decided, to do something from home too. Have you ever considered something part-time around the kids? Well, I've been looking, but I couldn't find the right thing. I know what you mean. It took me forever to find the right thing. So when you look at a script, look at the sequence, what they're doing, not just the words, because if the words feel artificial, look at, I could take any script and pick it apart and reword it for you. We didn't do that today and we're out of time, but the sequence of the script is what's the most important because it works. Okay. And then you can make it your own, but it still has to take the person through the journey that the script was designed to bring them on. You follow?
Yes.
Because an experienced person knows how to maneuver a person. The newbie doesn't. That's why we give you a script. And then you start to learn. And if you do it enough times, you just make it your own.
Right.
If you make it your own first and it's not converting at all, you've altered it too much.
Okay.
So people think I'm like the training I'm doing tonight.
Mm-hmm.
It's a training I've heard for 20 years. Mm-hmm. People will think, oh, she just does this off the cuff. She's incredible. No, I'm not. I've heard it for 20 years. I've delivered it probably for 10. Mm-hmm. And I can adjust it for whoever I'm with. Tonight, we're talking about, because my new group is the Society of I Am. So tonight we're talking about how do you add you to this? As a script, how do you add your flair, your flavor, your personality? And we don't all have to be that happy, clappy thing.
Right.
But we do need to have some energy and some I am behind it. You know, what I'm passionate about. And maybe it's just passionate about paying your gosh darn bills. In my case, that's what it was. I need to be home with my kids. I need to pay my bills.
Right.
That was it. Now I want to save the whales and all that other good stuff. But back was I need to make money so I can stay home, so I can take care of my kids so that they don't end up in the drug dealer's hands or something, you know, or whatever.
Right.
You know, the bullies or the whatever the terror is at the local school. Mm-hmm. And I had to. That for me, it was just a thing I had to. So I had to find it. Now I want to teach the world. Mm-hmm. What'd you make for dinner?
We made Portobello Burgers.
Ooh, yummy. I love.
Go ahead.
Trying to be healthy.
Yes.
Yeah. I like Portobello Burgers. I also like Baby Bellas, and I with like garlic and olive oil. Yummy, yummy.
It was good.
Portobello Burgers, I think, are super good, especially you put some raisins on them and everything. I like them.
Mm-hmm. I did add avocado and all the fixings to the top of it. It was so good.
I'm coming out of Savannah now. I'm really coming because you got good stuff.
Mm-hmm. It's beautiful. I love it here.
I've just seen the pictures and it's gorgeous. Mm-hmm. I'll get down.
Just come in the winter. Like it's 80 degrees here now.
Is it really?
In the summer it's like 110. It's hot. It's horrible.
It's humid. That's the problem. I sound like one of those people. You know, my friend Ray, he lives in Vegas, and I go out glorious, and everybody's like whining, and I'm like, dude, it's not humid. It's not humid. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. So, all right. So if you have questions, you message me directly. You know where to.
Okay.
Tomorrow's going to be like kooky crazy because I leave Wednesday morning, so I'm like packing and running around like a maniac. So if it takes me a little minute to message you back, don't worry. Or it's okay to ping me again and go, hey, Di, did you see this?
Okay.
Figured out I'm dingy. I was showing up at 2. So sometimes it gets buried because I get so many messages. So if a couple go by, you know, over the weekend or something, because I am emceeing an event, just message me again another day. You're not bothering me. Everybody's
okay.
You're not bothering me. But if I see it and I'll be like, oh, shoot, sorry, I'm like so tied up the next 2 days. Can you please ping me on Sunday? And I'll answer that for you.
Okay.
Good. I'm excited for you. I think you have a little understanding now.
Okay. I am too. Thank you so much.
And your brand will be your results and being a mom and Portobello Burgers. And you think I'm kidding. I think that those are the things that people are attracted to, us talking about real life.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Thank you.
It was so nice getting to know you. Such a pleasure. And
you as well.
Class or something that I'm doing.
Okay. I'll be there tonight.
All right. Cool.
I'm in the society. Okay.
See you later. Bye.
Bye.